John, get that off his head.
I'm her father.
Okay, hold on. Yes, my baby was the LOL crying in the
Get
crib.
out of there.
I'm a winner in the comments.
Oh, John, I can't hear, John. John, I can't hear.
Would you please not be talking? Move over that way. Go over that way. Don't look in there. Go over that way. Don't get in the camera. Get him. Get down off me. Don't get in the camera, really. Could you get him? Let me hand me him. Don't get in the. Don't do that. Cause that's live. Don't do that.
Thank you for calling Davenport.
My name is Lewis Dixon. I'm trying to speak with Iana Newman. I'm her father. She been. I don't even know how she got to your place, but I was told I could call her at this time. I'm a parent, one of her parents.
Okay, here she go right here. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Get out of there. I told you to get out of there.
How's it going?
It's going good. Okay, sort of.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It just seemed like seemed like I got to get these telephone calls a little bit more frequent because I think we should talk a bit more because of a lot of problems that's coming up on the outside. A lot of problems that's coming up in me being able to get these people in line to help get you out. But at least to the point, and not so much get you out, but get you to a point where I know ain't nobody forcing you to do anything against your will. I got to make sure of that. Do you feel like you being treated fairly, so as far as you can tell? Huh?
No.
Huh?
Sometimes no.
I didn't hear what you say.
Sometimes no, because
Oh,
someone hit me.
okay.
Is she on suicide?
Is you still on suicide watch?
Huh?
Is you still on suicide watch?
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah. You
I
feel?
want to kill myself sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. I
Wait,
see.
Or
well,
like feeling like really bad sometimes.
you not. Iana, what he asking you is, are you on suicide watch? I was talking.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. See, initially, Dr. Malak went to court and petitioned the court for you to stay at Havenwyck for 60 to 90 days because you were so suicidal. Now you at another place and they don't have you on suicide.
See, how's there any way to talk to me?
Huh?
How's
Oh,
there
oh,
any way to talk to me?
I'm
let
talking
me.
about Dr. Malak. I thought he said you
No,
was.
you're supposed to be talking about me.
That is talking about you. I'm asking
Why would he
you.
send you there? And
No,
you,
it's not really. It's really not because you're going the wrong direction.
oh, okay. Wait, but you saying you're doing pretty good. Okay, so now if you feel okay, it's
I
not.
didn't say all that. See, you know what? You keep on skipping over me.
Okay, hold on. Well, let me. I guess.
Iana, you still 13 years old. My goodness, what are you talking about?
I
If
got.
you bring on the age, I'm gonna have to hang up.
Well, Iana, I can't stop you from hanging up. You've been doing. You've
Hey,
been
hey,
you've
hey,
been doing that
Yana.
ever since you've been out there with them.
Hey, Yana, what I'm about to do?
What are you talking about? I wasn't even like.
I'm gonna have to get. Do you feel like you're able to call me enough? How you feel about that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, well, the only thing else, the only thing I'm just doing, I just have to call you just to see how. I just have to call you, really, and I guess,
You don't have to call me.
well, I do. I mean, I'm gonna always call you
By whose
now,
standards?
huh?
By whose standards?
God. Hey, y'all know. Hey, y'all know. But how's y'all watch regular TV? I mean, how's your situation with your daily routine? Are you still in some type of therapy? What do you do all day?
I don't know. We just watch TV or something.
Well, okay, you watching you watch TV and what you doing in the
What
sport?
kind of place
What kind of
is that,
sport?
Louis?
What kind of sport? So what kind of sports? What kind of hobby you doing? What are you doing in that area?
I'm going in the gym.
You go to a gym?
Yes, in the building.
Yeah. Hey, I know it probably don't look as good as Havenwyck, but is it kind of? Do you see any roaches or anything?
Like,
Do you see any roaches? Huh?
it's kind of a little bit, like, I don't know.
Do you see any roaches?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good right there. And like, okay, and and when y'all go out, do you ever go outside? Huh? I can't hear. Oh, hold on. I say, do you ever go outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, give me a little tour outside. Just give me a little something about the outside.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Food is passable. Can we? That's okay. Hey, you still on your diet? What kind of identification do you got now, or do you have one still?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the pork situation.
Oh,
Huh?
I don't know.
So they feed you anything?
No.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So how do you identify that, or you what? Or do they identify? I'm gonna get the handle on this, but I'm just asking you how you. I mean, what did you think about that?
I don't know.
Ask her if she eating pork.
Yeah, well, would you know whether you was eating pork or not?
Go ask these people that.
Oh, okay. I got you. I ain't gonna work. Okay. Hey, well, what else can we say? Well, I want to make sure, and that's why I wanted to talk to you first before I spoke with them. Do you feel like you getting? You feel like our phone? I feel like our phone calls should be more frequent. What? Don't you think so?
Yeah, you feel that way.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you?
No.
You
I
don't.
don't really know.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is like I'm not gonna worry you with that. I just handle that. The way I can as a you see, you've been with me all your life. I mean, you think I can't just forget?
No. Hold on a minute. See, you know what?
What?
That went a little bit too far. I want to go.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I have to get. That's why.
I told you I wanted to go, and that's it.
Hey, but let me tell you, that's why I'm gonna have to do something about this because that's not. If you can't talk, it's not really good.
She hung up.
Okay. Now this is still live.
Yeah.
Well, see, now this is
Get out of the way.
this is a situation that I'm faced with. With a 13-year-old. Like I checked her into a hospital. I checked her into Children's Hospital, not Children's Hospital, but the emergency room, in Detroit, right? In Detroit, and like. I guess I go through it again about the idea about she ingested peroxide. Okay. And what happened was when I took her to the hospital, we had to call. We went through a bunch of stuff from this to that, from this to that, from this to that, all the way to went to court, and no, they chose we sat there with her about 2 days, a day and a half, trying to see what was going to be the next step. She was admitted to Havenwyck Hospital in Auburn Hills, and then all the information that we got, CPS, we were the ones that called CPS because Iyanla had been involved with CPS before. And we tried to get in touch with the CPS worker that worked with her before. His name is Brad. I forget his last name. Brad Edwards. So, but he wouldn't answer the call. And so, but after they got her in, I won't say they got her in the hospital, because as far as I know, even to this day, she's the one who ingested the peroxide. And so after she got admitted to Havenwyck Hospital, then we started discovering, they said it's going to be 5 to 7 days. This is what we was told before she was admitted there. And this was like an overnight thing by saying, okay, we found a place for her in the Havenwyck Hospital. We expect her to be in at least from 5 to 7 days. So I say, well, what can I say? You know. And so anyway, that turned into 2 months now. And we went through a lot of changes. But we feel like she was locked, you know, she had never been out of our house. And me and her mother, we were married 6 years before she was born. And that was like about 13 years ago. You know, and we was married a long time before she was even born. And so it wasn't, you know, she was a very special child. She been with us for all her life. I mean, all of her life. Matter of fact, we kind of like divorced our family. We decided to start our own family. That's why how her name is Newman. You know, and so anyway, after 5 to 7 days, see, Iyanla had been through that before, back when she was about 5 or 6 years old in Selma, Alabama. Selma, Alabama, at the time, I was running for the mayor of Selma, Alabama. And so the CPS, because of on election night, you know, for some reason, because the mayor that was there, James Perkins Jr., he was the mayor at the time. And so to me, he was supposed to be the first black mayor of Selma, historical meaning. I didn't get that from him, period. And so like, he had because he had appointment powers there. So CPS came and got my daughter the night of election. And then it took a while to get her back. But I was shocked that something like that could happen. But I kind of felt, you know, how far, you know, that, wow, what is that? And so now here we are, and something started there. You know, it's a lot started there. Okay, so now, here we are now, CPS again. And then, like, they didn't, I don't think they caused her to ingest it, but we found that Iyanla had been. You know they didn't cause her to ingest it. We found that Iyanla had been corresponding with her online teacher.
Who I had took her out of her classroom.
Right, and then
who I had took out of her classroom.
Right, we had took her out of her classroom,
and she kept going behind my back.
Yeah, and for some reason she kept some type of relationship going with Iyanla. You know, like doing stuff like every chance she got a chance to say something to me or to my wife, you know, she would say, "Oh, Iyanla's so lucky to have two parents that you know that help," because she was pretty smart in school, so to speak, you know. But anyway, now we feel like her teacher is the one who got her in a situation now where after she went into the hospital, now she's in the hospital and they doing her completely wrong. So far as I could see as a parent, you know, like she
just said herself they doing
yeah,
her
she just said herself that they not doing her right, but she don't know how to deal with that. She don't know how she tried to be. She was sympathetic toward what they call the homosexual community. You know, by her being 13, she was raised in such a way that just caring for people.
I ain't never raised her to care, but I always have taught Iyanla. I've always taught Iyanla that homosexuality is an abomination. I ain't never raised her to care for homosexuals. I just raised her to understand what the Bible say concerning them. That you be polite with people, but you must move on. Just like me. I don't sit around and play with people that have what you call alternate lifestyles. I don't try to. But since homosexuals have done what they done, I'm gonna make a point in my life from this point on not to never have nothing to do with you.
Really?
I'm trying to tell you.
Really, it's a terrible situation.
I ain't finna play no more games about oh well, I try to. No, I ain't gonna try to be anything. You better stay that you from. I tell you what, I bet you before this over with, you gonna stay the hell away from my family. I tell you that. You
Hey,
gonna stay the hell away from my family.
and that's like a hey.
So that doctor, I'm sorry that you all can't see me, but I'm just doing something. But that Dr. Malott guy, he placed my daughter over into this Davenport hospital. See, that punk think that he think that what he doing is so smart. He gonna be surprised. They gonna be surprised at what's coming their way. Everybody been talking. Everybody been pulling their aces. Everybody been pulling their spades. But okay, I'm gonna show you about the element of surprise. So you think that we don't know, and we might not know every step and everybody that we are corresponding with. But you think that we don't really know who you are and what you doing and what's gonna be the result of this. But the result of this, you're not gonna win.
And for them killing, killing the spirit of my daughter, I began to pray to God that anything that was ever close to this bitch, this piece of shit, that God killed him and whatever he ever had close to him, and I pray to God that this happened not no 15 or 20, it happened like yesterday. I ain't never seen, how could America, how anything could be great? Who gonna draft people to go all over the world killing people for killing people, and we got an old punk bitch, old piece of shit, call himself a doctor, and doing a 13-year-old child like this, and then we got people, as far as the news people in Channel 4, saying that this is a replica. Who in the fuck cares about how replica they are? At this point.
That's all See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. See, that's Marsha. She over the Channel 4 News. I knew Marsha wasn't jack when she first called. I told her that.
This is a news person.
I told her that a couple of weeks ago. She started getting hysterical on the phone, trying to pretend like she can't pronounce their name and she not with Havenwyck. I told her point blank, because I didn't like the way she was asking me certain questions. See, they're like, in other words, she think I'm fixing. In other words, she think I'm finna sit down. She in Detroit now. She in the middle of Michigan. She the news person trying to pretend like she don't know who Havenwyck is. She's sitting up there thinking I'm fixing to tell her, what I'm doing. I told her up front that she wasn't nothing. I called her back. She left. She wasn't even woman enough. She wasn't even woman enough to even call from the number that she normally called from, because she wanted to just, like in other words, she wanted to play emasculation. Anybody, two can play the game. See, that's one thing. See, that's why sisters, people need to understand they don't never need to be in no more positions. I'm so glad Donald Trump is president. That's why from this point on, see, just like one thing about the game that people don't know. Is there where that statement come from? Is there any honor among thieves? See, the whole point is this. See, people don't understand when you play the game. See, in other words, wow, I won round one. But see, the whole point about the game is this. You don't know how the game gonna end up at. Like that stuff you doing, Dr. Malott, you putting the Yana over the day. You know what? You gonna wish you had never seen Yana. You gonna wish you had let her out in 10 days. You gonna wish you had never got your sissy behind involved in my family. Because I'm telling you, anybody that gets themselves involved in my family, it's a deep regret. James Perkins Jr., the mayor of Selma, he ain't never been able to get back to the point he got to.
He wasn't at no point. He wasn't at no point. He was a bitch. He was a faggot when he was running. And that's what we want. That's what we are talking about to the evangelical white people, who talking about the criminal justice system and who talking about justice when it comes. We don't have leaders. All our leaders are like homosexual punks, bitches. People that don't know that. I mean, they know they know that they just, they never did anything. All they did is run up tax bills. It's evident. Oh boy, what is it? John Lewis? He's saying, what the hell that we supposed to be so proud of? At the same time, how in the world, and then I've been in the military twice. Not saying I was a choir boy when I was there. I might not have been I wasn't no traitor. I didn't commit treason. I was just a young boy, just hey, doing what boys do. Now, here it is, 50 years later, I got a number of homosexuals handling my files, and they just, and they walking around trying to pretend like they supposed to be. Well, I don't even know. When I got drafted into the military, they told me all I had to do was say I was a homosexual and I wouldn't have been drafted. Well, at the time of 19, what the hell was I going to tell somebody I'm a fag for? Guys at that time, they didn't, it wasn't, I don't know what it is now, but then that's the way it is, and that's the way it will always be with some people.
But my whole point is, it's like, I just look at the situation like I was saying. That's just like this girl. She like all of a sudden now she called and talking about her name is Dominique. So what I'm saying, what I can't figure out about them, since they so bad, they so powerful, they got this, they got that. They had moved my daughter to a place and she come calling me on the phone, telling me, I got the message later on the telephone telling me about she gonna call me back. I would like to know what the hell you keep calling me for, since you got so much power, since you so big and you so bad, you keep on doing whatever you doing.
Yeah, and this supposed to be a black looking woman. Then like when the same night that this happened in the hospital, the two women came up that looked like guys. What the hell, why can't homosexuals are dumb. I don't want to say nothing about a woman too much, because once an old punk ass nigga become a punk, then what a woman gonna do? She gonna go with a cat, a dog, or whatever.
Well, my whole point is that my exception to the rule of talking about women. See, I don't talk about women when it come down to that, but when they get in my business, I'm gonna talk about them like I talk about the homosexual man. So I ain't going through that with you about you not finna talk them two bulldaggers that ran through that hospital that night. Talking about they police officers, talking about she finna find out what's going on in the house and all that. How she gonna find that out when she not even a woman? You gotta first be a mother, a woman. I ain't talking about no two women laying around.
And that's what we complain. We don't need okay. When a black man,
I don't want no homosexual in my business, judging my business. I don't want no homosexuals around my business.
People dumb as a rock.
Homosexuals don't like families. They hate families.
They don't even respect their own mother. Their own father.
They hate families. They hate the same way they came here. They came here through by man and woman, and they hate what brought them through here. They ain't came here by no two men.
Well, in the meantime, the thing with the young Newman is just really not going, as far as I'm concerned, the American people, y'all can, you can treat her whatever kind of way I guess you choose. But she's a 13-year-old girl. She's never been in any trouble. Now, just because I guess they lost the election, she's trying to take up for homosexuals. She's just 13. I've taught her to care about people, but she don't know the same people, the same things that's oppressing her are the people she's talking to. She just don't have the insight to know about how low down and dirty these people are. They don't even know. They don't know how to treat a cat, let alone a person, because they don't treat themselves like that. I got a brother that's everybody got homosexuals in their family. Read it. It ain't saying something about it making up on nobody. Just because I don't know what they supposed to be doing, but. Where you go? I've been asking ever since this thing about happening in Selma. Where are you going with all that? Now they saying they want bridges instead of walls. Like the thing in Florida. Like that wasn't real. Was that some type of wag the dog thing or what?
Be quiet and let me say something. That's just like the situation with That's just like the situation, like with if you heard the tape previously. That's just like when we was listening to Iyanla. You see how Iyanla just hangs up the telephone. Iyanla ain't never been like that. They got her doing it, and she can't talk for 2 days a week. What the hell kind of she been with us 13 years? And the whole point is this come through this caseworker talking about her name is Dominique. You don't listen to her
Yeah, a
name.
piece of, I don't want to talk about a woman. Hey, that thing with the young is not going. It ain't finna
I don't
float
know
with me
what you
not
mean.
saying nothing.
Wait,
Because hey,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
just
what you
call.
mean.
I'm gonna just have to
You
say.
need to be quiet and let me finish. I don't know what you mean by you not finna talk about a woman. A woman got to act like a woman. A woman got to act like a woman. If a woman get up and go do a nasty, low-down job like that, she need to be treated like a man. She ain't got no business getting up, waking up in no morning, telling herself she finna break up my family. And see, she messing around with the wrong person. I don't know who got her doing that. And I got a real feeling this stuff is coming from Alabama.
What's coming all the way from Obama? It's coming. That stuff. Anytime a man call
Would you
himself
let
a
me
man.
finish? Would you please let me
Okay.
finish? Okay. My whole point is, I don't know. I guess my whole point about the whole thing is, don't be calling me. These people removed my daughter out of a hospital. We went to court, if you remember, about 3.5 weeks ago, and this doctor and the judges all way down on Iana suicidal, Iana homicidal. She need to take medication. She need to stay there sick. The judge said, well, how long she need to be? 60 to 90 days. I knew that was a lie then. Now here it is 3 weeks later because of Facebook. Listen to me now. They've been telling me the last couple of weeks I've been calling them, well, because you on Facebook. Hell yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm gonna be on a whole lot of books. I'm gonna write books about what you doing. You talking about Facebook? You ain't seen. You know what? See, a lot of people be playing about, oh, you messing with the right person. You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm trying to tell you, you right here talking about Facebook. You ain't even. You know what? You ain't even scratched the surface of messing with the young. And how this girl got a problem, and they sitting around talking to her just like she ain't got a problem. She got a problem. They ain't talking to her. You know how I ended up on Facebook? The same way I end up on all live forums. If a person don't treat me right and don't do me right and trying to go up in a courtroom and hide around and thinking they finna snatch me around, you done right. If I'm a bad parent, I want the whole world to know. And you should want the whole world to know. What you want to hide around for because I'm on Facebook? What you worried about Facebook for since we such bad parents? You know why? Because you know when somebody come through there and an investigation going and shake you down like a tree, you know that what you talking about ain't even finna happen. Since we such bad parents, what the hell you were? Hey, you need to be on Facebook telling people what we doing. Really. No, you don't need to be hold on. You don't need to be hiding around inside no courtroom with Judge Lawrence Pacello while he sit up and try to run a racketeering corruption thing of kidnapping and stealing children out of home. You don't need to be no. If you gonna do me like that, and you gonna say that I'm doing things and you gonna bring things against me, I want the world to know. I want everybody in this world to know, and then I want you to prove it. So I don't want people saying ain't gonna be no thing like about Alabama, where I lost everything, and now everybody back to business, and like Michael Jackson, when I'm pregnant, he's sneaking around right up. No, you gonna have to prove everything you saying. I ain't talking about no stuff about no Iyanla. Miss Attention Seeker. I ain't talking about that now. I ain't talking about no angry, rebellious 13-year-old child. I'm talking about what you know. What you gonna have to prove. Because just like I know my rights, I know what I can and I know what I cannot do. And so my whole point about the whole thing is, all this stuff really, these people started messing with us in Michigan for a while ago, but you know what hit the fan? When they didn't circumcise my son. They trying to take up for St. John Hospital. These people are, Valerie, what's her name? Valerie Barkley over there. She one of the main people that told me, I'm going to go on and reveal her name because I don't like her nasty behind. And what she called herself doing with the whole thing of supposed to be working on my son case, she thinks she's smart. Valerie Barkley over to the Civil Rights Division. This old nasty woman, I'm going to tell you what she did. She one of the main people that told me Havenwyck Hospital wasn't no good. She said she used to be a CPS caseworker, and she would nobody never send nobody there. Now you got the Channel 4 news lady trying to say the Havenwyck Hospital is a reputable hospital. Well, we gonna see. And you know what? You got your station on the line, Channel 4, talking about how reputable somebody is. Okay, we gonna see about all these reputable people and whatever, these reputable judges, these reputable social workers, this reputable CPS, a bunch of homosexuals attacking families. That's all you do. But this old nasty woman over to the civil rights division, Valerie Barkley, sat up and told me. I guess when I look back, I guess she called herself trying to emasculate me on trying to tell me that Havenwyck Hospital just wasn't no good. She said she had people to go there that still have nightmares in behind that place. Said that when a person go to Havenwyck Hospital, they can't hardly get out of there. She know people can't even like our daughter's situation, and she sent up in the civil rights division telling me something like this, and they ain't closed that place down. She told me that place, that's what this place is. Another lady that worked there, I can't think of her name. She a black lady. I'm gonna get her name and I'm gonna call her name on air. But she also told me she wouldn't send her child to in the civil rights division now in Michigan. They got enough nerve to tell me that they know that this place ain't no good.
And they still
allowing this man to have this man sitting up here. He mad. The reason why Dr. Malak is doing what he's doing against us with the CPS thing is because we filed something against him with the Civil Rights Division. He trying to cover his behind on man. You know what? Everything done in the dark gonna come to light. Everybody know what you doing. Everybody know what you doing. Don't you think? Don't nobody know what you doing? And that CPS worker, Dominique Holmes, I don't even know if that's really her name. She could be lying about that. That's what I think about her. She's just a liar. I don't even know if that's her name. You know, because I'm looking into some stuff pertaining to her situation on what she called herself doing. You know, just like you saying, you ain't finna talk about no woman. That's not no woman. What no woman get up out of her bed and go and do a stinking old job? Like a woman wouldn't do that. She deserved to be talked about. So I don't know what you talking about, because me and you got two different views concerning somebody. You ain't finna talk about no woman. She not no woman. A woman wouldn't do that.
The only thing I was saying,
a woman wouldn't walk around with a fag all day long. That old guy she got walking around. A woman wouldn't even walk around with no fag all day long trying to go to nobody's house and pretend like she trying to protect the child. I talked to Brad Edwards about my son, about how they would circumcise him since he gonna be child protective service. You know what he told me? He said he ain't got nothing to do with that. So what the hell you doing coming to my door then if you ain't got nothing to do with them protecting my son's religious right? All these people got all these names: Child Protective Service, Civil Rights Division, this place. These people don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. The only time they want to do something if they want to come in and try to mess you up. Other than that, they don't do nothing to these people. That's why people like Dr. Malak exist. This is why a facility like Havenwyck exists, because of Negroes and these old homosexual white folks sitting around thinking that they can really railroad people. You know, you can't do you like, in other words, a person think. That's how you know how some people so dumb. They get up every day doing the same thing, thinking every day they gonna get away with the same thing. You ain't gonna get away with the same thing every day, because guess what? Some people not gonna sit down and allow you to just do anything to them. Just like right now, you heard my daughter. If you listen to the previous tape, they sitting around trying to tell me, rewind. We can't talk about your daughter's situation because you taping some on Facebook. You weren't talking about my daughter's situation. The reason why I went to Facebook and started talking about your behind.
Right, there's a lot of crime.
They lie. They lie and they continue to lie. That's just all these people do is lie. All of them, they are liars. They just covering for each other. CPS trying to get Havenwyck out of it. Havenwyck these people, these judges, they need to go to jail. They need to go to jail. These people are nothing. They had my daughter out there and I'm going to show you how dirty they are. My daughter was supposed to be out there 60 to 90 days, right? That was 3 weeks ago. Now she ain't out there because you know why? They can't stand that heat. See, they thought that they were gonna have her out there, and we just gonna be sitting up looking stupid while they do that. So like these people at Davenport, you think that you just finna be gliding around, okay?
Yeah, but
You ain't gonna be. Hey, it's not gonna be no thing. Talking about that old girl. Talking about old Dominique, whatever she called herself. That stuff she called herself doing. She really think that she really think she's smart. She really think that she finna get away with this. She not getting away with this. She just putting up, just like she want to put herself out on Front Street and say, well, yeah, like you trying to be smart and say, well, yeah, since you want to know my name, this my name. I bet you gonna wish you ain't never told me your name.
Yeah.
Cause you're gonna be in a lot of stuff while you sitting around here trying to get in with Dr. Malak. Come on, you ain't no doctor. That's what I'm saying. One minute she a doc, one minute she be trying to be smart with you, talking about she ain't no doctor. And the next minute she on your phone calling like she a lawyer. You ain't no lawyer either.
really,
You ain't nothing. You ain't no CPS. You ain't protecting no children. You gonna take a child out of a home with a mother and a dad. Why you doing that? Cause you ain't had no mother and daddy. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know how dirty. I know how dirty people are. She don't know how jealous hearted people are. How snitchy black people. Black people ain't nothing but snitches. They liars. They scared. You know what? They scary. They scared to poop. Black people scare people in a position. They scared to do anything. They scared to do what's right.
well, see, a sister is called a sister for a particular reason. A homosexual is a homosexual for a particular reason. Just like, and these old white homosexuals, just on the numbers alone, if you don't do something about homosexuality, which is a common sense thing, because it affects every family, look like. So, but the number, see, we 15% of the population. 15% of the population. White folks ain't doing with the evangelical Christians, like they seem to be trying to do something with their homosexual white problem, but just to think that we as black people, being a minority, gonna deal with all them white ass faggots, and then they judges. They all kind of shit. They just, in other words, anything they touch, it becomes a pile of shit like they are. And then they give white folks a bad name. Okay, so your name gonna get so bad. They gonna make your name so bad. I heard a few white people talk about how nasty homosexuals are. I got every family have one. At the same time, what is this shit about? They molesting my daughter. This is the kind of stuff that was supposed to be at least solved when I was drafted in the military. And now who we got to replenish the military for? Who you fighting? Who you supposed to be fighting? At least a person. You don't think a person has a right to know who they fight? You ain't gonna do nothing with it, radical Islam, unless you know where it's coming from, who's doing it. With these old faggots, these old bitch piece of shit ass faggots, they ain't. Why do they have the authority to do this shit? I'm so glad for the last 8 years, all this shit about. Black is the new. Fuck that. Ain't no black shit. Not. You take that shit to them old faggots in Hollywood. Like if they gonna be fag, they can be fag. That don't mean they gonna speak on everybody's life. We don't have leaders. We just who gonna be George Jefferson? That old shit. He on what? Good times. The Jefferson. We're talking about that's shit really. I guess whatever. But anyway, this stuff about Iyanla Newman being treated the way that she's being treated, she ain't committed no crime. And this thing about we are supposed to be whatever, that's the biggest lie ever could have been told. I'm talking about, and all these people that's doing this, make no mistake about it. Just like you are seeking to destroy my family. Hey, we gonna see who will or who's is the strongest. I pray to God that you die every day, 48 hours a day. I pray to God that anything you ever thought you was close to, your bitch, your punk ass daddy, your bitch ass mama, anything that I can think of, your sick ass family, all that God bring on you, what really look like Donald Trump. well, in a sense of speaking, I ain't gonna put nobody in the middle of anything that try to take my place. I wish you would die, really. And then, cause death, how can, why would a person do a child like that? A child. And then a government. They're gonna stand by and just watch like it's supposed to be some party going on. Okay, party. The party ain't gonna end like you think it is.
I'm telling you.
Your party ain't gonna end.
It ain't gonna end like you
think it is.
I'm telling you.
Your punk, you gonna, hey, you don't know what it means to say, wow, maybe I went a little bit too far. That's shit that's for a 13-year-old. And then, especially here in Detroit, children been in deep freezers for 3 or 4 years, needed help, wanted help. 3 in deep freezers. And these old bitch ass, these old punk, old bitch ass nigga walking behind and say, I hear about some who right here got a mental illness. 2 old nasty black ass men can't fan flies out they stinking ass. That's and then children, dying in deep freezers, but they at somebody's house, like my house. That's what punk, that's what old bitch ass niggas do. That's what they do. And then we have to address people, like they supposed to be somebody, but they ain't shit. What is it for when a man becomes a faggot, he abandons his whole community, everything. Now a woman it's a domino effect. She gonna do something. What is she gonna do? She ain't finna have no normal life. Now she gonna only mutate. God ain't gonna have it so that she become a man. She can't go there, So that's that. But a bitch ass man, he gonna try to go replace a woman. How in the hell a man whole is not one atom. Not one atom in a woman would mix with old stinking faggots. He old fag, old homosexual, black ass fag. Not one atom in a woman would be as that. As simple as that. And then you can spend your lifetime thinking, trying it, but that bottom line. You could be old, hey, but that's why there is a hell. I believe now, at one time, I could not, hell was kind of inconceivable. But for old stinking black ass, stupid ass nigga, to do some of the dirtiest shit, talking about, it's just unexplainable. I can see now, I justify. Just how, who would deserve for the soul to be just burnt in hell? Old stinking ass faggot. And then we have to deal with this on benches. All these beautiful buildings that people even lost their life trying to construct these buildings. Old stinking fag walks his ass up in there. Ask me on a court of law at this same trial now that they told my daughter that she gonna have to stay here from 60 to 90 days. That was about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago. Now she's somewhere else. She don't even know where she at. And then they got me in a situation. I'm in a situation dealing with these old fat, cause they call themselves. I hope they good at fighting ISIS the way they are in destroying their own neighborhood, destroying everything that black people work for. They won't be able to destroy the teachings of Christ, let alone Christ himself. But still. And I guess all this stuff is being seen to let people know, no matter what you do for a faggot, he's just a fag. That's what that is. That's what that is. And ain't you can't, God's word, just the word alone. The only thing that will come from them is the abomination. That's the only thing that's gonna come from them. And it's to let everyone know that that's what time it is. That's why Obama, it seems like it's playing out like that. As long as I don't want his name on nothing of mine, so I don't want nobody to confuse who's who. I don't want his name on anything to do with anything of mine. You know, I done lost more during his administration than I thought was possible for a person to even lose for a whole lifetime. I was just so glad and prayed to God that didn't have to deal with anything like Hillary Clinton. But then Obama, he's so bad. He's the reason why she lost, and she too dumb. She too dumb to know. That's the only good thing. That some things they just don't know. But hey, if you looking on, just like they think they know everything, but they don't even know that he's the reason why she lost. And then that's gonna come out in a situation. Well, I guess things are. I just don't like what they're doing to my daughter. That's why I'm asking people to help me get her back out. You know, I did do 2 stints in the military, and then they've actually taken my check. I don't even receive the check that I received when I first got out the military. You know, it just I ain't paying no attention to it because it wasn't. You know, I ain't never been to Davenport. I always felt like not trying to be disabled or whatever. You know, and plus, well, anything. But anyway, now. What is being done to my daughter is un-American. It's not right. I pray and I hope to God that the people who are responsible, I hope their families die. I mean, straight up. And I hope they, you know, whoever. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. I pray that they die like yesterday. And the same thing that they have done to my daughter and doing to my daughter happens to them 1,000-fold. Happens to them and anything they ever been close to, if it's a dog, a cat, a bird, a worm, anything, that it go. And then the God, and then like, well, I promise God I'll do anything for God's favor to make this happen. You know, so that's where I am with the situation. So, and then how you gonna make how this country gonna ever get anywhere overseas? Why we gonna do a military? What you gonna fight for around the world when your own children are being molested? And then people talk about it right around just like, you know, it's got to be a way. It's got to be a better way than that. In such a modern world, you got old stinking ass people. Well, you know, but fags, you know, that's why it's written. That, you know, they don't have a brain now. They don't have no brain. And to time a man think he could be a woman, he don't know anything really about his own mother. He don't know nothing about a woman, period. And so now he finna be one. And a woman was the vessel that gave him life. So how you gonna, you know, it's just mathematically impossible. It's just, you know, and then what kind of, and then they want to be in a position, now they walk around talking about, well, you know, everybody treated, I can never imagine a homosexual being charged in a court of law for being a homosexual. I was charged in Selma, Alabama for not being a homosexual, really. It ain't been, and then because it's so many, and then even politicians there were saying, you know, there's so many of them. Well, I ain't never thought that was a problem by being so many of them. But for one to stand and charge you in a court of law, right here in Michigan, I couldn't get my son circumcised just because these doctors are these men homosexuals. These were white homosexuals, right there in there. Well, and I went to D.C. a few years ago, trying to get some help from everybody in the whole thing that were handling VA, that were handling veterans thing about vouchers and stuff like that, homosexual. And they want you to get involved with, you know, what is that? A military point. They want you to get involved with homosexuality. You know, as if that's supposed to be, I don't know what they're doing, really. But at the same time, it ain't doing it haven't done the country any good. I know that. And I see now, and I learned that back in my 20s, back when I was in my 20s about, see, it ain't the act of homosexuality. It's when a man get to a point in his old whatever brain he thought he had, to talking about he gonna lay down with a man like you do a woman. It's the things they do in society. If they bankrupt society, you know, that's automatic. In other words, ain't no government will ever have anything with homosexuals running loose. I heard a white minister say that about 5 or 10 years ago, I guess it was on TV. He said, you know what? I forget his name. I think he passed away. And they love for people like that to pass away. I've noticed that too. They love, I mean, they actually, they don't have enough sense to think now. If you think, well, they're, no.
Farwell, Dr. Farwell.
Dr. Farwell, and he said, you know what? He said, y'all, I guess people attacked him for him trying to say something. He said one thing I heard him say, he said, you know what? Okay. He said, them people is going to whack this country up.
Them homosexuals.
Them homosexuals is going to mess this country up. And trust me. Right now, one of my only options is I pray that the souls in Arlington, the Christian soldiers, they see when I was drafted into the military, we sung like onward Christian soldiers marching off to war with the cross of Jesus marching on before. Now this was that. Those people in Arlington Cemetery, I pray that the souls of these people, defend this country, because these people that walking around ain't got sense enough to pull piss out of boot. They're so stupid. That's why I was so glad that Donald Trump did. You're just stupid. You can't fix stupid. You can't, and then come to find out they're homeless. Now that makes sense. How could a country be so stupid? You know why? Hey, put a comma don't put a period where you should put a comma. That could be answered in this day and time. That's because, look, if you just see how they just all over these veteran files, and how they just think now that they can actually offer an old man sex like a woman. What kind of shit is that? That you gotta be looking at an old stinking ass man. You're trying to, your word. You don't went to work, and you're trying to at least enjoy a benefit that maybe you probably earn according to law. But you find here's an old stinking man. He said I'm trying to flirt with you like he's a damn woman. Who had the energy for some shit like that? I'm talking about what godly, it's already wrong. It's wrong, but it comes from men, though, see. First it starts with fornication, then it goes to adultery. Then after a while, everybody gets confused, I guess. And they just start doing some real dumb shit. And that's where we at now. But this thing about, I hate that my daughter is in a situation like she's in, and it's like, but once a man become a homosexual, then a woman, now a woman ain't got enough sense to realize that she don't have a real option there. She think that's a power move. Now that's, oh boy, now I got my shot. The devil just tricked it. Now your soul is really gone. The only thing, your object now is not to be reborn, but to carry on some shit that'll never be. You never have no parts in heaven. Never. Common sense would tell you dirty. You're a liar. You don't stand for nothing. Anybody that was, I forget the girl name, about 20-something years old, Dominique, whatever. That's a shame that a person that's messing up their life getting started like that. Going around messing up their own race of church, their own race. That's why I ain't talking to. I'm just trying to. I'm stating a case where, like, don't judge the average black man or woman by what our leaders, so-called leaders. The government paid them to keep us down. That's what they get paid for. So they become just hypocrites. And a hypocrite is the worst hated person of everything, even an industrial hypocrite. Anything that hypocrite is a person who just spoiled everything. No matter, and right now, religious hypocrite. That's what we do. That's the most critical one of all. They don't, just pretend to be preachers. And then, ain't nowhere in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible. And we got people call themselves Christian ministers.
And only thing, I guess the main thing I got to say about the situation is, I noticed you brought up that CPS worker name. But see, my whole point about a woman, she's not a woman. See, a woman wouldn't get her but nasty behind up every morning and go do no mess like that. That's garbage. That's pure garbage what she getting up doing. She trying to take up for she in other words, Havenwyck got in over their head dealing with us. Now she trying to come to their rescue. These white folk, white homosexuals, they ain't had nobody. You know, they think that moving Iana. Now we finna get into it with black folks. You actually think I ain't been into it with black folks? And you think I ain't never beat black folks down? You know, you can't play that game. See, white people can't play that game with me talking about. See, that's the game they like to play. They like to hide behind black people, and black people got this thing where you stand back, I'm gonna handle it. They ain't gonna handle nothing. Cause I'm gonna beat them down. They ain't gonna handle that. Cause I know about tokens, tokenism. I've been talking against this stuff for years and years and years. I know about black people that get up every morning trying to work for white folks and trying to pretend like that's not what they doing, running around in the community talking to black people that ain't got no sense like they black and like they hate white folks. I don't even pay no attention to no stupid nigga that go on a job and come out and do some stuff like that. I don't even pay attention to black people be running around talking because you know why? Because I asked them one question and they shut down. They can't talk about white folk like I can talk about white folk. So they just running a game. Their whole thing is all about a game. I just know when black people do certain jobs, they just ain't no good. And then my whole point about the situation is they are doing this to my 13-year-old daughter, in which they I guess this is their highest and best use of hitting at us. You know, and so. My whole point about the whole thing is we're gonna see. You know, everybody likes the element of surprise. I hope you gonna like the element of surprise. Because see what you doing, you not gonna get away with it. See that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I do know. I may not know a lot of things, but that's one thing I know. I just know for a fact. You just really mess with the wrong people. At the wrong time, at the wrong junction. You know, it just don't, then, like Minister said, we went to court. I know I'm kind of being redundant. We went to court 60 to 90 days. Now 3 weeks, she's somewhere else, all because they scared of Facebook. I'm going to show you about these punks now. They got my daughter in a hospital. I'm trying to get my daughter out of the hospital. They talking about a freaked out Facebook. You ain't seen nothing yet, cause this gonna go nationwide. I want the nation to know. I want the nation to know. I don't just want Detroit to know. I want the whole entire world to know that CPS saying that we bad parents and they need to prove it. I want the whole world to know. See what you want to do? You want to try to run? You want? See, I know about people railroading people in court. That ain't even finna work. That's not gonna even. That's not even in the card. I don't care what you got in the car. That ain't even in the cards. I want the whole world to know what's and right now. And while you talking, we're gonna disband CPS. Cause that stuff CPS ain't just started. In Michigan, CPS been doing. They've been doing along. These some I'm talking to people. These some nasty people. All of them. They nasty. They are nasty. Anybody that you see on those jobs, talking about they a CPS worker, they ain't nothing. Their whole job is nothing. I'm telling you.
Well, they're just a product of the things that we got in our community, like city council people, mayors.
But see, when you start talking about a person protecting children, you need people in positions that, first of all, are practicing Christians that have families you don't need. When you go and start checking everything, you start going everybody a homosexual. In this particular situation, I ain't just talking about them little stinking homosexuals that's running throughout Michigan. I'm talking about homosexuals in some very key things. I know. I ain't talking about nothing. Nobody told me. Dominique she's more or less like a mosquito in comparison to what she really getting herself involved in. She really actually think what she doing fixing to go somewhere. You know, just because you moving y'all over to, what you talking about, Davenport? What the hell is Davenport a shelter? Y'all got a home.
Well, I know what I'm saying. Children in the deep freezer. I mean, really.
And then it ain't just a children in deep freezer. You know, that's why we need a Christian organization that's not a CPS. Why the hell ain't no black fathers in the home? Why the hell ain't they worried about black fathers in the home? You know, why the hell, you all throughout Detroit, all those children, they dumb. Can't read, got a high illiteracy rate. You know, overweight. Just overweight. You know, the things CPS need to be worried. This girl got 2 parents. They jealous. And see, that's another thing about homosexuals. They very jealous-hearted people. They so jealous-hearted. That's why they want to try to say, I want to get married too. God ain't said nothing about no 2 men finna get married. I want to get married. Tell God. They're like, oh, Trump won. They're like, oh, John Lewis coming out talking about Donald Trump won by Russia. Donald Trump won by God. God said, I'm going to use the fools of the world to confine the wise. Donald Trump won. Donald Trump. Go swell up at Donald Trump won by the Russians. Who run by the Russians? No, Donald Trump won because it was some praying people. Donald Trump won. God put Donald Trump there to show y'all sissy behind something. To show you that he was listening to our prayers. And a lot of us prayed. 65 million people wanted Donald Trump in, and he got in. And God changed the hearts and the minds of people. God did it. They want to give everybody credit. You want to look over God. That's why God looking over you for the next 4 years and the next 8 years. That's why you've been looking over God for 8 years, lying on him, talking about now it's time for homosexuals to do this and do that. That's why God looking over you now, and he's going to look over you 4 more years. You keep on practicing your homosexuality, but it has no place in this administration. You're not going to be over no more children. You're not going to be over no more housing. You ain't going to be over things that people need. And we ain't got no people in no more positions now talking about they finna be worried about no homosexual getting a special right. You need to be trying to go to God and change your life and do it. But that ain't my business. I don't care what you do, especially what you're doing to my daughter. I don't care what you do. You can die and go to hell. Because there's a special place. There's a special hell for people like you. And you better believe that.
Yeah, I'll make an extra effort. All those the Christian souls that's lying in Arlington Cemetery.
And then you got enough. I just wanted to finish it. Then you got enough nerve to try to. In other words, they try to take advantage of people. All these people that I'm talking about trying to take advantage of our situation and trying to tell us how we gonna fight them. Well, you better not be on Facebook. That's my first. They should have been telling Iyanla all her rights. They think I don't know my right. That's my First Amendment right. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You don't tell me what I can't, how to fight you. When you pick a fight with me, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you with everything. I ain't gonna fight you the way you fight me. You get to doing your paperwork, but trust me, I'm gonna cut you down like a swing blade. You don't tell me how to fight you. I fight you the way that I know how to fight. Just like the way you call yourself fight. That ain't finna last anyway. That stuff that you doing. A corrupt judge is sitting around in a court. Oh, Lawrence Pacello, you just sat there and signed an order for my daughter to stay, talking about some 60 to 90 days. Now here it is 3 weeks later, just because the heat is on. They can't, in other words, they think that they can really fight with us and we don't know how to fight with them. Then you got a little old black homosexual sitting around the courtroom talking about, so is you saying homosexuality immoral? Why don't you ask God that?
Yeah, in the court.
Hold on. Why don't you ask him that tonight and see where you get up in the morning? Ask him that, say, God, is homosexuality immoral? If it ain't, if it is, if it ain't. Give them an option of whether you need to wake up in the morning. Ask God all this stuff. You act just like we wrote the word. I ain't wrote no word. I'm just practicing it. I don't pretend to be 100%, but I'm not what you all are trying to make me seem. Period. Under no circumstance. And as far as Iyanla 13 years old, and she just going on a normal course. She rebellious. All children are rebellious. She's an attention seeker, and that's just bottom line. In other words, they mad with what we stand for, And what we're doing, I guess they did a check on us and found out where we coming from, and so this is what they're trying to do. But see, the whole point is, I don't like homosexuals, so don't be asking me that. I really don't like them now. It's not gonna be no secret about that. That's not gonna be no secret about. That's not gonna be no secret about no. Then they sitting out there telling my daughter, they provide my daughter with a platform talking about she a boy. She gonna tell me if I don't participate in her being a boy, then she not coming home. I'm not finna participate. I'm not finna go against God for her and nobody else. I mean, I'm not fixing to go against God. And I pray to God that Dr. Malak pushed this through her mind. That's he what you call he left over from the Obama administration. So that's that mess Obama been telling a child can go and have surgery when they turn 13 without the permission of their parents. See, that's from Obama. They still think Obama running around talking now. You know what I'm saying? All the presidents go home but him. He laying around in D.C. and got enough nerves to come out today taking up for the immigrants. He got enough nerve. He got enough nerves to be talking. Trying to take up for the refugees today. And people and veterans are not even being treated right. This man is crazy. And Obama shouldn't even say anything anyway based on what he haven't done in the last 8 years. I don't know why black people are so entwined with Obama. First of all, Obama not even black. Second of all, Obama did not do anything for the black community. What is that for you to get food stamps, more food stamps? That man messed up, really got me in a situation with this assistance thing. What is that to be getting food stamps and Medicaid? And, what is that?
Yeah, we found out they were actually going through the community, destroying jobs. I mean, really, if you want a homosexual, they ain't want you to have no job because they use that as a tool to molest men, young men. I mean, really, this is what's going on. And then these old white judges. Why is all these old white stinking? They give white folks a bad name. I just hope that white folks you gonna have to do something with all these homosexuals. Really,
they out there protesting Donald Trump too. Sit down. They are out trying to protest those homosexuals. They out walking the street against Trump too.
Yeah.
But they want to be a homosexual.
Yeah, and then whoever did anything to homosexuals, that's the whole problem.
Homosexuals, they want to go around and pretend like they bad, riding up under the cloak of men. So they want to run around like they so bad. But check them out though. They run around with these feminism marches. They running around up on the Black Lives Matter homosexual. They wanna run around like they bad, but they laying up under the guise of black men being shot. What the hell is that? You running around marching. You don't care nothing about no black man being shot.
No, you the main
You
reason.
just want them to turn around and march down the street with you. You don't care about no black man being shot. Look at all that stuff you doing right now against black families. There's hate of black families. These fools came here through a man and a woman. And trying to and then the situation with Iyanla got a mom and a dad.
And all these schools. That's the reason why
they want to try to pretend like she the first child that ever did something wrong or that ever tried to commit suicide. She want to act like she the first child that all these old children walking around ain't doing nothing. And did a hell of a lot worse than what she did. They want to try this, but everything goes on with a black family trying to make it. They want to just try to blow it up, and then people don't talk about it. People won't even talk about what people doing to them. You need to start talking about what people are doing to you. Don't sit back and let these people do things. That's what they mad with us about right now. They actually want us to just walk around.
Yeah, we have
go from office to office talking to people and all them in together thinking that we're fools while they laugh at us.
Yeah, there's one down in Selma, Alabama named April Albright. She, I was shocked. That was about 10 years ago. She said, "No, don't tell nobody. Don't you tell nobody what I did." I mean, that's really weird. And here we are. You know, that's why I'm not speaking mainly to white folks, really. Because black folks, you know, we just don't have what they call leaders. Really. So, you know, I know it's not white people's fault that we don't have leaders. I'm just making a statement of fact that that's the reason why there's so much negativity coming from the black community.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break here.